Mark Goldbridge, Bundesliga. Mark Goldbridge, Bundesliga. Mark Goldbridge partnering with the Bundesliga? How does this make any sense? How does this make any sense? So, if you haven't heard the news, if you're living under a rock, and honestly, I didn't believe it. Well, I woke up this morning and I thought it was a troll post. But I wake up this morning to this. The Bundesliga has become the first major European football league to award part of its live broadcasting rights to in the UK to a content creator with That's Football, a channel hosted by the one and only Mark Goldbridge, to show matches this season, starting with Friday night's game between Bayern and Leipzig. So when has Mark Goldbridge become a face for the Bundesliga? When has he ever been a spokesman for the Bundesliga? When has he ever propped up the Bundesliga? What is the connection here? Why is Mark Goldbridge and his channel on YouTube getting this privilege? I have no clue. I want to come in here and I wish there was a reason published as to why, so we could shit on it, so we could break it down, tear it apart. But there's no reason. There's no reason, at least stated so far. But this is the news that's dropped. Mark Goldbridge's channel will be streaming full-on Bundesliga games on YouTube for free. And here's the thing. I mean, I love the idea. You want to boost the numbers of the Bundesliga. You want to boost the reach of the Bundesliga to the rest of the world, to across Europe first, and then the rest of the world even further. And this is actually a pretty smart move, targeting football content creators with large channels, large followings to broadcast your games. I honestly think it's a genius move, but my issue with this, where I'm just confused, is why Mark Goldbridge? Why? Now, the obvious factor here, and I guess you don't need to, there's no real point other than this. It's the fact that he has a lot of subscribers. I mean, it's the fact that he has a lot of subscribers, but it's just the reason I have a tough time swallowing this pill. The reason why other Bundesliga fans, Bayern fans, have came out and are kind of outraged at this is because Mark Goldbridge does not speak well about the Bundesliga. Mark Goldbridge has constantly, throughout the last 5, 6, 7 years, consistently played up, propped up, spread the Farmers League allegations. The Bundesliga isn't a serious league. All this. He has been trashing on the Bundesliga for years now. But now his channel gets to broadcast Bundesliga games. It just makes, I honestly have no issue with this, but it just makes the Bundesliga look desperate. Oh, we want to push our league. We want to increase the reach. And we'll go as far as allow one of the top football content creators in the world that has been shitting on our league, or we're going to allow him to stream our games for free on YouTube. It's just weird. Like, I know other people are actually enraged about this because they think Mark Goldbridge shouldn't get this opportunity. And I get that. A lot of people think it's weird for Bayern to be, not Bayern, sorry, the Bundesliga to even be giving these rights to content creators. But that's not my issue. It's the fact that it's Mark Goldbridge, a guy that has constantly shit on the Bundesliga, and the Bundesliga are just willing. They're just willingly allowing him to show games. His channel, if you scrape through his channel, there are probably clips upon clips upon clips upon clips of him disrespecting the league, and now we're going to allow him to stream our league's games to a wider audience, which I don't mind, but it's just the ethics. It's the optics of allowing Mark Goldbridge to do this, partnering up with Mark Goldbridge. So, listen, mixed opinions. I mean, a lot of people think of this fully negatively. The only negative aspect for me, it's Mark Goldbridge. But the idea itself, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a genius move. Sure, maybe you're sacrificing money the first season or two you do this. But it's really a genius move. It's just the fact that it's Mark Goldbridge, and you could see my boy, hey, my boy Liam. I just saw his tweet. Our boy Liam at the Bayern View. He's out here calling this bullshit out. He's like, so basically, you've given rights to someone who has been calling our league a farmers league for years. Bundesliga. Do you actually do your research or not? Yeah, I mean that's fully valid from Liam right there. That's fully valid from Liam. But listen, I wanted to really break down what this is going to look like. And I have an article here by, I think this is The Athletic. Yeah, this is by The Athletic, kind of breaking down how this is going to work. Um, Anyway, it reads here: the Bundesliga has become the first major European football league to award part of its live broadcasting rights to the UK to a content creator with That's Football channel, a channel hosted by online personality Mark Goldbridge, to show matches this season. The new agreement is due to be announced today and is expected to be in place for the Bundesliga's first round of games this weekend, starting with Friday night's clash between defending champions Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig at Allianz Arena. That game and all other Friday night fixtures for the next 2 seasons will be shown live on the BBC, on both the website and the iPlayer. The Overlap, a British-based YouTube channel with 1.5 million subscribers, and Goldbridge's That's Football, which boasts a further 1.38 million subscribers, will share those rights, showing 20 live Friday night games in the 2025-2026 season in watch-along formats. All games will be free to air. In addition, the Bundesliga's own YouTube channel will be broadcasting all Friday night games in the Bundesliga and Zweite Bundesliga, the second tier of German football. So, listen, the idea isn't bad. And if you're really breaking down the numbers here, if you want to get into the numbers, so the BBC YouTube channel is going to be showing these games. 1.5 million subscribers. Mark Goldbridge's channel, 1.3 million subscribers, will be broadcasting these games. And the thing is, it's only Friday fixtures. And, the Friday fixtures in the Bundesliga don't get a lot of traffic. They don't get a lot of viewership, I'm guessing. And that is why they want to begin with this push to transitioning to broadcasting games in partnerships with content creators. And this is a good starting point, starting with the Friday games. Starting with these Friday games. And this isn't just going to be trash games. I mean, the first game, Mark Goldbridge, his YouTube channel, the BBC YouTube channel, are going to be showcasing is Bayern versus Leipzig, a big boy matchup, two of the best teams in the league. So it's just really interesting because I didn't hear of any talks about this going on. I haven't heard of other leagues talking about going down this route, this avenue. But it's an interesting idea for leagues that need that extra boost, leagues that don't have as much of a reach as the Premier League, as La Liga. I think, those are out and out the two top leagues in Europe and honestly the whole world. The two top leagues in terms of viewership, size, reach, those are the top two. And after that, it depends. I think the Bundesliga and Serie A probably tied for third biggest, most watched league, furthest reach across the world. I don't know, but it's a good play. And you want to target the English-speaking audience as well. And you're doing that with Mark Goldbridge. You're doing that with BBC. And you're doing that by allowing showcasing some games not in watch-along format with the Bundesliga YouTube channel as well. So, listen, I'm not too negative about this. It's just weird that it's Mark Goldbridge. It's just weird that it's Mark Goldbridge. Like, I mean, the amount of clips that he has disrespecting the Bundesliga, the amount of bullshit he spewed about the league, it's just strange. It's just strange. But listen, I just want to showcase one of the clips. Let me share my tab. And shout out Michael Talks Football. Met him on the Half Hope Football Show. Good guy, great channel. I mean, Michael's channel is fantastic. And he has some good content and takes on Twitter. So this is a little clip he scraped from the internet. Basically, I bet you Michael didn't even have to scrape the internet that hard to find a clip of Mark Goldbridge saying this. And I think this is actually from this summer. I think he might be talking about Sesko in this clip, but anyway, let's take a little listen.
I am really disappointed in Upamecano, and I'll tell you for why.
Never mind, he's talking about Upamecano. I'm stupid.
The German league is shit. I'm sorry, it is. And I know, I'll always shoot from my bad hip, but it's true. I think I think you've done your time at Leipzig.
So he's talking about Upamecano when he moved to Bayern 3-4 years ago. This is the context of the clip. Anyway,
why stay in the Bundesliga? You're going to go to a club where you're going to win the league every year in a league that's piece of piss. Why would you not go to Italy? Why would you not go to Spain? Why would you not come to the Premier League? I mean, it's totally up to him, but
and that's kind of what you're dealing with here. And I think this is where most of the outrage is coming from. Listen, if Mark Goldbridge hadn't talked badly about the Bundesliga for so many years, I don't think anyone would have an issue with this. I think a lot of people would be applauding the business move here for the Bundesliga. And, I could see this being successful. Now, this could be a huge opening Friday night, Bayern versus Leipzig, to getting that new audience hooked and exposing to this football. Because honestly, a lot of people, Premier League fans, La Liga fans, they don't watch the Bundesliga. The only team they watch is Bayern, and they probably will only watch 2 or 3 Bayern games max a season in the Bundesliga. They'll only watch them in the Champions League. So if Bayern and Leipzig can put on a show on Friday and hook some people in, I'm sure these streams are gonna, when something happens for the first time, it's popping. A lot of people will be tuned in. It's a good opportunity here for Bayern and Leipzig to put on an amazing match and maybe grab some new fans. So I don't know. It's an interesting one, but I personally don't have an issue with it. The idea, at least. It's just the messenger, I guess. That's like the issue I guess people have. It's like the message is right, but wrong messenger. I don't know. Is that the right quote? Like, you have the right message, but it's coming from the wrong person. You know what I mean? You're making the right business move, but you're partnering with the wrong person in a lot of people's eyes. I kind of feel that way, but honestly, after I've thought about it more while I'm talking, whatever. Mark Goldbridge probably just that's the other interesting thing, with Mark Goldbridge having this partnership. Will he keep it? Will he give his own authentic opinion on the Bundesliga now? Will he fake his opinion? Will he not? Because although a lot of people are complaining because he has slandered the Bundesliga and talked badly about the league for so many years, with this partnership, will he purposely avoid saying these kinds of things? I'm also interested to see how Mark Goldbridge might change his takes or outlook on the Bundesliga now. Maybe naturally he will change his opinion because he will be watching more Bundesliga games, right? These are going to be in watch-along format. So maybe his opinion will naturally change. But at the beginning, I wonder if he has to tread a line. Maybe there's written into the contract, like, you can't talk bad about the league. We're partnering with you. You need to prop our league up. I don't know. Food for thought. But anyway, Mark Goldbridge partners with the Bundesliga. That was not on my bingo card for any year, not just 2025, just any year in the future, in the past, whatever. I don't know what multiverse this is. It's been your boy Hokage. I'll see you guys in the next one.